Well, we're not looking too sporty today. Still got some traps to check, but all my beaver traps are empty. The traps on one farm I've checked are empty, but you can see here how I set up this really nice slide. I set two conibears in, that way hopefully when that group of otters comes through, I can pick up multiples. I've also got a trap on the top side of the dam, but I've got this particular trap, I've got it anchored up here so that hopefully if something does get caught in this one, it doesn't flop in and snap the other one. So I was trying to give that some consideration if something comes from the top. But we'll go see what else we got in the other traps. You're never gonna guess what we got. Did you know some people call these things trash pandas? Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but looks like we got a trash panda today. Can't stop the coons, man. Can't stop them. The old burnt block finally paid off. Man, it was looking rough today, but I still got all these traps to check, so we're doing all right, man. On the board with some more canines. As bad as I want to keep this fox, it's a young female. It's nowhere near the size of that the male that I caught the other day, and so I'm going to turn her loose. Make sure we got plenty of red foxes to trap going forward. You'll see using this catch pole. Get her securely in there. I'm going to pin her down. Get it out of the trap. That foot is swollen, and overall it looks all right. There you go. Got a little limp, but she's gonna be all right. One thing I realized that I haven't mentioned is the traps that I'm using. You know, I've talked about the dog-proof traps. And some of my conibears, but my foothold trap, my go-to trap that I use when I'm predator trapping, when I'm setting land traps for coyotes, foxes, bobcats, all that, is an MB550. It's a number 2 size trap made by Minnesota TRAPLINE products, and the 550 is the jaw spread, about a 5.5 inch jaw spread. It is offset, so there's a gap between the jaws. I don't have to tell you all of the specs on it. If you Google best coyote trap or something like that, I've put a couple of videos on my love affair with the MB550 and get a lot of criticism and a lot of love for it. But that's my go-to trap right there. And I just wanted to point out, you know, I released that red fox, and that's a lot of people, when they think about traps, you know, they don't necessarily know. People picture a big bear trap with teeth and just huge and just crashing legs and stuff like that, and that's not the case. You know, this size trap is generally, you know, even up to a little bit larger. But I mean, this is what trappers use. This is the size trap trappers use. There's no teeth or anything. The trap is designed to hold the animal securely. It's not designed to break bones and do damage. And that's why, you know, that red fox, I released it, rubbed his foot a little bit to make sure he could get a little blood flow back into that foot, or she, and turn it on its way. I mean, you can see it had a little limp. That foot was a little bit swollen, but she's going to be able to use that foot just fine and never slow her down. And I just wanted to point out, you know, that's our responsibility as trappers, you know. Sure, I'll be honest with you, I thought I went back and forth for a few minutes on whether I wanted to harvest that fox or not. You know, obviously I like to put fur on the stretcher, and but you know, one thing that I took into account is typically that was a smaller fox, so typically your value, a higher value prefer pieces are larger pieces, and that's just a generalization, but that holds pretty true. A larger specimen is going to be worth more than a smaller specimen, and that combined with the fact that that's a female, you know, I knew that it was a lower valued animal, and I'd like to trap foxes out there next year. So being a female, that turn her loose and she can get bred, and that'll be seed for the years to come. So I just wanted to, you know, kind of reiterate that, for more so for people that hopefully are watching this for the first time or have never really seen anything about trapping, but you know, saw me release that fox, and that's you know, that's part of our duty as trappers. You know, we're not out as just ruthless, blood-sucking barbarians to catch and kill everything. You know, we're out there to try to manage a resource, and it's our responsibility to manage that in a sustainable way. You know, like I say, I want to be able to go to that farm next year and trap, and you know, I think that's how most people are. So we want to leave seed. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out, go over. I mean, I was just talking with somebody the other day that I showed them these traps, and they were impressed at how small it was. You know, their initial reaction was, when I said trap, they were thinking a giant bear trap like you see in the Wile E. Coyote cartoons or something, you know, and that's not the case. These traps, like I said, they're designed to hold the animal, and that's what they do. And that's why, you know, if you catch a yard dog, a cat, any kind of domestic animal, you can turn that thing loose unharmed, and or in, you know, in some states, like up north, they have limits on bobcats, or you have to draw a permit to harvest a bobcat. So if they catch a bobcat, they got to release it. So that's what I would say is an aspect of trapping that a lot of people aren't aware of, is the ability to release those animals unharmed if it's a non-target catch, or if it is a target but you just want to leave that one and maybe pursue another one. So anyway, I was pretty satisfied with today, a coon and a red fox. I was pretty excited. I'd kind of given up honestly on my line out there, but the old burnt block finally did it. So I'll probably run those traps till Saturday and probably pull most of them, and hopefully get some more traps set out, and we'll keep this trap line rolling. So I hope y'all are enjoying it, and have a good weekend.